who doesn't love a good chocolate chip cookie, right? I have a friend who bakes a lot of cookies, and he's my inspiration today because he always adds stuff to his cookies, and I really like that. I've always just been a recipe follower, and sometimes I'll like add a little stuff, but I don't get crazy or anything. So today I'm going to just kind of add some things that I think might be cool. I'm going to do a regular chocolate chip cookie, but I am going to experiment a little bit because I think I want them a little more bready than normal. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm also going to add probably some caramel or some hard candies just to see how it turns out. So that's my experiment today. That's what I'm going to do. So this recipe calls for 2¼ cups of flour, but I'm going to use, I think maybe 2½ to 2¾ cups of flour. I haven't quite decided yet because again, I want them to be a little more cakey. The other thing you're going to need is a teaspoon of baking soda, a ½ teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of butter, 2 eggs, 3/4 cup of sugar, and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Let's see. And I think the rest, I mean, if I'm gonna do some chocolate chips, so you need chocolate chips. I have other ingredients that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna use possibly some desiccated coconut, which all that means is, desiccated means that it's just not sweetened coconut. So it's just no added sugar or anything. I have some cranberries, I have some figs, and I also have some almonds. So I'm just gonna play around. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the base. Now in a separate bowl, because this is my dry ingredients, so I'm gonna put this over here for now. And my second bowl, I'm going to add my sugars, so my brown sugars and my regular sugar, and I'm gonna add the butter and I'm gonna cream them together. So the butter has been setting out at room temperature for a bit, and so have the eggs. So we'll do that. And then we'll add the eggs one at a time, and we'll go from there. Now it's time to gradually blend the dry ingredients in with the wet ingredients. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And that'll be our base. Gotta put in some muscle. Blend it now because it's getting thick. And I did add 3/4 of a cup more of sugar. It calls for 2 1/4 cups, and I added another 3/4 cup of, sorry, not sugar, flour, because I wanted them to be a little more cakey. We'll see what happens. Okay, so now I have a bunch of the base, and I'm going to divide it up into, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 different bowls, because I want to add my different things into it, like my caramels and my toffees, and then my dried fruit and nuts and desiccated coconut. So we'll see how it goes. I will show you every step. All right, so I have 3 types of cookies. I have chocolate chip, then I have some hard candies, which are like sort of toffees with some desiccated coconut, and then I have chocolate chips with caramels. So I'm just gonna put these on and see how they go. Who knows, they could be delicious or they could just be a ball of sugar. Who cares? It's gonna be fun. Now it's time to put the first batch in the oven for 9 to 14, 15 minutes. You'll just have to keep an eye on them. And it is a 375 degree oven that has been preheated. So in goes the first batch. So I have cookies baking, and I just wanted to take a minute to tell you that I always love a little salt on top to finish the cookies. Now I'm gonna do it for the anything with chocolate in it, because the chocolate and salt is delicious. So the chocolate and the little toffees, that'll be really good too to add salt. I'm not going to add salt to the coconut and the toffee because I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. But I will show you that when I do it. Here are the first batch, and I'm going to take some coarse salt and just sprinkle a little bit over the top because this is going to be so good. Delicious. Look at all of these delicious morsels of goodness. These are just the chocolate chip with salt on top. These are the coconut with the caramel. Yum. And these are the chocolate chip with the toffee and a little salt. The last batch that's in the oven is just plain chocolate chip, and there's not going to be any salt on them whatsoever.